Hey race fans, and welcome to our deep dive into iRacing Week 13. That really unique week on the calendar.
Yeah, it's where iRacing, well, they kind of shake things up a bit.
Right, like it's new content. It's a bit of a breather, I think, for the more hardcore racers.
Yeah, definitely.
And just a ton of fun for everybody. So
For sure.
we're gonna
Yeah.
break down this week's schedule and
That'll help you.
help you guys figure out how to best spend your time.
Yeah, make the most of it because
Yeah.
there's a lot going on.
It is a good time to jump in. I think even if you're not like a hardcore seasoned iRacer.
Yeah, cool.
They've got everything from almost like test drive series with the latest cars and tracks
Yeah.
to ranked competition that'll really put your skills, to the test.
For sure. And then you've got the just like fun stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already seeing some series names and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is going to be good.
Oh yeah, iRacing gets a little creative during week 13.
They definitely let loose a little bit.
Yeah. But let's first talk about what is new in the virtual garage.
Okay, yeah, let's dive into the new content.
I'm always eager to see what shiny new toys iRacing has for us.
Well, for the prototype fans out there, the new GTP and LMP2 cars are making their debut
Oh wow.
in the iRacing Prototype Challenge.
Okay.
These are top-tier endurance racers. So I'm
Yeah.
sure people are going to be really interested to see how they perform virtually.
Yeah, that's huge news. Prototypes are all about like pushing the limits of, speed and technology.
Yeah.
I bet those races will be intense.
Oh, yeah. Really looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Then there's something called the Funny Forecast series that caught my eye.
Okay.
And it's an endurance challenge at the Nürburgring.
Okay.
But with a twist, they're adding in some rain.
Oh,
A lot of rain.
so the Nordschleife in the rain?
Yeah.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
Oh, yeah. Some spectacular crashes for sure.
Yeah. And some really interesting strategic decisions.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, do you pit for wets? Do you stay out? How does that all play out?
Do you just send it?
Yeah, just go for it, right?
Yeah.
And you've got a mix of cars. You've got GT4s, you've got the BMW M2 CS, and the Toyota GR86 all sharing the track.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, choosing the right car for those conditions is going to be a big part of it.
So do you think like a more nimble car like the GR86 might actually have an edge in those conditions even though the GT4s have more downforce?
It's possible the lighter cars might be able to just kind of dance around a little bit more,
Yeah,
while the heavier cars are maybe struggling for grip. So it'll be interesting to see
really fascinating.
how it plays out for sure.
Okay, so new prototypes, a wet and wild endurance race.
Uh-huh.
What else is iRacing rolling out for us?
Well, if you're a NASCAR fan, you're in luck. They've updated the Xfinity cars and tracks for the iRacing Xfinity Challenge.
Nice.
And for those who prefer a little more fender rubbing, the RRCA series is getting some love too,
Yeah.
with updated cars and tracks in a series that they're calling the Shiny New Shakedown.
I love it. I love it. Shiny new shakedown. Very descriptive.
Yeah, keeps it simple, right?
Always appreciate when they keep the content fresh.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
What about classic car fans? Did they get anything new to play with?
Yeah, you bet the Legends cars got an update, and you can take them for a spin in both the iRacing Legends Cup and the Legends Road Series.
Awesome Legends cars are always a good time.
Yeah,
They're a good reminder that you don't need like a ton of horsepower to have some close, exciting racing.
yeah, it's all about skill and racecraft with those cars, for sure.
Totally. And speaking of skill, let's not forget the open wheel enthusiasts.
Right.
They've got the Dallara IR18 at Portland in a series called the IR18 Shakedown.
Very appropriate.
Makes sense. The IR18, the car that launched 1,000 iRacing careers.
Pretty much, yeah.
Portland should be a great track for it, too. Lots of opportunities for overtaking.
Yeah, I think so too. It'll be interesting to see who can master that combo.
Absolutely. So as you can see, there's plenty of new content to explore during week 13.
Yeah.
Whether you're into prototypes, stock cars, open wheelers,
Yeah, take your pick.
it's like a buffet of racing options.
Yeah, it really is.
But of course, week 13 isn't just about, testing out the new stuff.
Right.
For those who want to climb the ranks and really prove their worth, there's the ranked series.
Yeah, that's right. These are the series where your I rating and safety rating are on the line.
Yeah, so iRating that reflects your skill level. Safety rating tracks how cleanly you drive.
Yeah, how safe you are out there on track.
Every decision matters in these races.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Stakes are higher.
Mm-hmm.
And I see they've got a pretty diverse lineup. Oval racing, sports cars, formula cars,
Yeah, they got it all.
even dirt oval and dirt road.
They didn't leave anything out, pretty much.
Something for everyone.
Yep.
A couple series in particular caught my attention, the 13th week Street Stock Challenge and the 13th week Matt Malone MX5 Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Those will both be using a new 15-minute race format.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
15-minute races? That's a pretty big departure from the usual format.
I wonder how that will impact strategy.
Yeah, me too. I'm really curious about that. Like, it's going to be a test of both speed and decision-making for sure.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of time to make up for mistakes.
Right.
So every lap counts.
Every lap counts.
Sorry.
So we got new content, we got serious competition.
Right.
But let's not forget that week 13 is also about just letting loose and having a good time.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Gotta have some fun.
That's where the unranked series come in.
Right. No pressure on your iRating or safety rating here. Just pure fun.
Yeah.
Chance to try out some things you might not do in a ranked race.
And judging by the names of some of these series, it's going to be a wild ride.
Oh, yeah?
We've got Battle of the Little Wings, iRacing Figure GR8, iRacing Tube Frame Twister, and my personal favorite,
What's that?
Ridiculousness.
Oh, yeah. Ridiculousness. I mean, the name says it all right.
It really does. And they've got a Nissan GTP ZXT, a Porsche Mission R, and a Radical SR8, all battling it out in Portland. That's a combination I never would have thought of.
What were they thinking?
I don't know, but I love it.
I'm imagining some very interesting overtaking maneuvers, especially with the Radical's downforce advantage.
Oh, yeah. Going through those corners, it's going to be
Right.
It's going to be wild.
That's a clash of styles and eras that I can't wait to see.
Uh-huh.
What about the 2x4 off-road trucks series? I see they're mixing things up with Pro 4 and Pro 2 trucks on rallycross short course and even dirt oval tracks.
Rallycross with trucks. Sign me up.
Yeah,
Those races are going to be pure chaos.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, in the best possible way.
If you're looking for something different and exciting, that series is definitely worth checking out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we've got intense battles for iRating, wild multi-class races, even some off-road truck action. But that's not all, is it?
No, you're right. We haven't even touched on the time attacks and hill climbs yet,
That's true.
which offer a completely different type of challenge for those who prefer to go solo.
Yeah, we'll dive into those in the next part of our deep dive,
Yeah, we got a lot more to cover.
along with some more detailed analysis of some of these other series, so stay tuned.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to our iRacing Week 13 deep dive. I am feeling a little overwhelmed by all the options. It's like being a kid in a candy store.
Right. Too much to choose from.
Too much to choose from, so many different ways to experience the thrill of sim racing.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's try to break down a few more series and maybe help you guys, listening, narrow down your choices a little bit.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Let's start with that funny forecast series at the Nürburgring Rain and endurance racing. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, you got to be ready for anything at the Nordschleife, especially in the wet.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this legendary track is already challenging in dry conditions.
Right,
But you add in some torrential rain and it becomes a whole other beast.
for sure.
So yeah, choosing the right car and really mastering the conditions is going to be key.
Yeah. You mentioned the car choice being important. We've got GT4s going up against, lighter, nimbler cars like the BMW M2 CS and the Toyota GR86. What kind of strategic considerations do you think will come into play there?
Well, it's going to be fascinating to see how those different car types perform in the rain. The GT4s have the advantage in terms of downforce, which helps them stick to the track.
Right.
But the lighter cars, they might be able to rotate more easily
Yeah.
and maintain momentum through the corners. So it'll be a trade-off between grip and agility.
I can't wait to see how those drivers adapt to those conditions. I bet some of the onboard camera shots are going to be crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's shift gears to something a bit more ridiculous, shall we?
Yes. Ridiculousness. It's right there in the name, isn't it?
I'm still chuckling at that name.
Yeah.
Nissan GTP, ZXT, Porsche Mission R, and a Radical SR8 all on the same track. It sounds like something out of a fever dream.
You got cars from different eras and disciplines all battling it out. You got the vintage turbocharged power, the GTP ZXT, the modern electric fury, the Mission R,
Right.
and then the lightweight, downforce heavy, Radical SR8. I mean,
It's like the little car that could.
yeah, a real clash of styles for sure.
I'm imagining some very interesting overtaking maneuvers, especially with the Radicals, downforce advantage through the corners.
Oh yeah, going through those corners, it's going to be wild.
And they've chosen Portland as the battleground for this automotive oddity.
Yeah, Portland, a track that can really test a driver's skill.
For sure.
with its fast-flowing sections, technical corners, elevation changes.
Lots to think about.
A lot going on there.
It's going to be interesting to see which car emerges as the most versatile on that circuit.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so we've got endurance chaos and multi-class mayhem. Let's try something a little more grounded.
Okay.
What about that new street stock challenge with the 15-minute race format?
Now that is a format that I could really shake things up.
Yeah.
Short, intense races,
Right.
no room for error.
Right.
Going to be a test of raw speed and just nerves of steel.
And remember, this is a ranked series.
Yeah, that's right.
So those I ratings are on the line.
Big time. Every position matters.
Every position matters.
Yeah, qualifying is going to be crucial here because you just don't have a lot of time to make up positions.
Right.
And with everybody fighting for every inch of track, racecraft is going to be more important than ever.
Oh, for sure.
One wrong move and you can find yourself at the back of the pack.
I'm already feeling the pressure just thinking about it.
Yeah, it's going to be intense.
Okay, let's wrap up this segment with something completely different. The 2x4 off-road truck series. What's the appeal of throwing these beasts around a dirt track?
Well, for starters, it's pure, unadulterated fun.
Okay.
I mean, these trucks are incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
A handful to control. They slide around, they jump, they get sideways, they could take a beating.
What's not to love?
Exactly.
It sounds like a recipe for some awesome highlight reel moments.
Oh, yeah.
I can just picture those trucks catching air over the jumps. What kind of tracks can we expect to see in this series?
They've got a great mix: rallycross courses, short courses, and even some dirt oval tracks.
Oh, wow.
So you'll be tackling tight corners, jumps, banked turns, you name it.
That's awesome.
It's a great chance to try out some different driving styles and just enjoy the thrill of off-road racing.
And since it's an unranked series, you can experiment, push your limits without worrying about, damaging your I rating.
Exactly.
Okay, we've covered some great ground here, but there's still more hidden gems on this Week 13 schedule.
Yeah, we haven't even touched on those solo challenges, the time attacks and hill climbs.
True.
And we'll break down a few more series that might pique your interest.
Stay tuned for the final part of our iRacing Week 13 deep dive.
Yeah.
And we are back for the final part of our iRacing Week 13 deep dive.
Yeah, wrapping things up.
We've talked about, multi-class battles, short track intensity.
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
The off-road mayhem.
Uh-huh.
But we can't forget about, the drivers who they crave the purity of open-wheel racing.
Right, the finesse.
Yeah, you're talking about the 13th week battle of the Little Wings, right?
Exactly.
What's the appeal of these kind of smaller formula cars?
It's all about precision and momentum.
Okay.
These cars are so responsive,
Yeah.
and they really reward smooth, precise driving.
Gotcha.
You've got the Legacy Pro Mazda, the Formula Renault 2.0, and the Skip Barber Formula 2000, all vying for the top step of the podium.
And they're all racing at Portland,
That's right.
which, as we've already talked about, is a great track for close battles.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a technical circuit
Yeah.
that really rewards the drivers who can hit their braking points perfectly.
Right.
Carry speed through the corners.
Yeah.
So it's a great series for those who want to really hone those fundamental racing skills.
So if you're looking for a challenge that requires, a lot of finesse and focus,
Yeah,
the Battle of the Little Wings might be right up your alley.
for sure.
Okay, so what about something a little bit more sideways?
You're talking about the 13th week Simkhana series.
I am.
Now, this is where car control reigns supreme.
Okay.
We're talking drifting donuts all around, sideways shenanigans.
Sign me up. Which cars are they letting us loose in for this one?
You've got your choice between the Renault Clio, the Toyota GR86, or the Global MX-5 Cup car.
Okay.
Each one offers a unique driving experience, and they'll all be sliding around those rallycross courses.
I bet rallycross courses with their mix of tarmac and dirt-tight turns jumps,
Yeah,
they seem like the perfect playground for this kind of driving.
absolutely. It's a chance to really test your car control skills.
Yeah,
Have some fun in the process. And, since it's unranked,
right.
you can experiment, push your limits without worrying about your I rating.
So it's a great opportunity to let loose and try some things you might not normally do in a ranked race.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about these ranked races. We've thrown a lot of information at our listeners.
Yeah, we have.
About all these different series, do you have any advice for people who are just trying to decide which ones to focus on?
Yeah, I mean, the first question you need to ask yourself is, what are your goals for week 13?
Okay.
Are you looking to climb that I rating ladder? Try out a new car or track, or just have some fun without the pressure?
So your motivation should really kind of guide your choices here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're serious about improving your iRating,
Yeah.
stick to the ranked series that really align with your strengths and experience.
Yeah.
Maybe try stepping outside your comfort zone a little bit, but don't, bite off more than you can chew.
Right.
And for those who are more interested in, exploration and experimentation,
Yeah.
week 13 is the perfect time to try out new cars and tracks without risking that iRating.
So maybe dip your toes into the ridiculousness series or try those off-road trucks.
Exactly. This is the time to have fun, try new things, and maybe discover a hidden talent for dirt oval racing or rallycross.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
All right, well said. We've explored a lot of ground here, from intense battles for iRating supremacy to those, lighthearted unranked series that really let you embrace the absurd excursion. There really is something for everyone during iRacing Week 13.
Absolutely. It's a celebration of everything we love about sim racing.
Yeah, a chance to push your limits.
Explore new horizons.
And most importantly, have fun.
And have fun.
So fire up your simulators, folks.
Get out there.
Get ready for a week of unforgettable virtual racing.
See you on the track.
We'll see you on the track.